Last night I got a vision of Kraff sitting around what looks like a laboratory. However, it was not so much of a laboratory. It was like endless TV screens before him, so much so they made a semicircle around him. His face was painted like a clown, which the spirit behind him is the Joker. The spirit behind him is the Joker. But his face was painted like a clown. And the Bible warns us not to put paintings on our face. Right? Many people think that means makeup, but makeup is not painting. Makeup is just a beautification, adhesive. Painting is something tribal that heathens would normally do, like look in Africa, tribal thing that is not. They serve other gods. They profess to serving and doing things not related to Christianity. Is a joker, the Joker spirit. And anyone remember the Joker? You remember that he was a narcissist, controlling, greedy for fame, toxic. His way of loving was dramatic and crazy. That's the spirit behind Kraff. That is why he likes the darker side of stuff. He had this thing that looked like a game console in his hand, and he was just looking so grim, as though he felt I was calling his name too much. But what he don't understand is that he's looking at me, but I'm not the one calling his name really. It is God that is opposing him because he's made himself a Gentile. And God doesn't like Egyptians, he doesn't like Gentile. When you start to show God that you serve other gods and you depend on other gods and you only live for other gods, you become an enemy. So when you hear believers talk about you, it is really God that keeps putting you in their mouth, in their mind. When you try to defeat them, the reason why you can't, you look at them, oh, I'm going to stop her, stop him. But really, it's not them that you fight. You fight who sent them, and you can't defeat who sent them. So when I awoke, I decided to go and look at his page because the Lord was leading me. I wanted to understand more about who he is because I know Kraff.
Hello everyone, I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 12th of March 2024. Now I just showed you a snippet of a woman who, she professed to be a Christian and she gets vision and all these things, and she was speaking in particular about dancehall artist Kraff and a dream that she got, and she, is informing the public about Kraff, informing the public about things that he is saying, and incorporating that he's Joker, and the Joker is known to clown around and play with people's mind and perform tricks and all these kind of things, magic. And she spoke of the Bible, not God doesn't like Egyptians and all these kind of people, and she was basically being the biblical, I guess, a Christian individual that she strongly believed in the belief system of Christendom, and also the fundamentals of it, and incorporating it with the dancehall artist and what he is about, or what she strongly believes that his message and his agenda are about. I'm going to show you the entire video in the end. I just cut a snippet of it so you can see where I'm going with my argument. If this video is stretching, it's because I am trying to edit another video, and so it may create a little bit of glitch for you, so I do apologize for it. However, looking at this situation, there are certain things that stands out, and I'm going to try my best to see how well I can dissect it, so you, the viewers, will have a clearer understanding of what this woman stands for and what she's about. However, I will try to be as respectful as possible. Now, she's professing to be a Christian, and she's saying that, Kraff, in her dream, I guess, or in her vision, he has decorated himself with ornaments and paintings and all these things, and the Bible speak against it and stuff. And she's saying painting is not makeup, because makeup is for beautification and all of these kind of things. And with Kraff, he's painting it because he's trying to send a message, and it's a part of his witchcraft, and the Bible condemns it and all these kind of things. Now, Miss Lady, there's nowhere in the Bible that promotes makeup. There's nowhere in the Bible. The very book of First Kings speak of Queen Jezebel, and when it spoke of Queen Jezebel, it depicts who and give you the imagery of who Queen Jezebel is and how she presented herself. She adorned herself in makeup, her nails long, painted, all of this. The Bible uses the word painted when it was describing Queen Jezebel. You understand? And so if you want to nitpick, because what seems to happen right now, or what you are doing right now, is nitpicking the parts of the Bible that you don't support when it comes to people, and then you're going to say it's wrong according to the Bible. However, the part that suits you, you are trying to define it your way to suit the reason for your makeup wearing. But what you are wearing right now is what is described in First Kings, when the Bible is describing Queen Jezebel and what Queen Jezebel stood for. She was known to what? Kill persons for what she wants. And she sleep with them. She attracts the men by adorning herself with a lot of painting. You understand? This is what Queen Jezebel was about. So I don't understand how you are nitpicking the part that suits you and then you're going to justify it. But at the part that doesn't suit you, when it comes to the artist craft, you are demonizing it and then you're using the Bible to back it up. You see where I'm going? This is how I know that a lot of people who profess to be Christians are hypocrites. You understand? And this is how they go about their thing. She also said quite a few alarming things that, you know, she got the dream and she got this about Kraff and hell and warning people. But there's nothing to dissect in Kraff music. He's telling you what he's about. So your dream is kind of not necessary at this time because the guy did not hide who he was and what he stands for. Also, the persons who are following him and are supporting him are aware of what he's doing. People have made their bed with witchcraft. A lot of people are promoting it. I am certainly not, because I know one of the main fundamentals of witchcraft is what? The killing and degradation of children. That's how they get forward, or they take in life of the innocent, and the innocent would be children and babies. You understand? Newborn. And so I could never support something like that or be in any form of endorsement when it comes to those kind of lyrical content. However, you are putting something out there that the public is already privy to. This guy have never hide what he's about. Neither have a lot of artists. And if you want to put him as a joker, if you want to put him as a warlock, if you want to put him as a Merlin, you are free to do so. But at the end of the day, he's not hiding who he is. He's not hiding what he stands for. You are saying that the Bible and God hate Egyptians. Where in the Bible does it say that God hate Egyptians? I don't know. You're saying that God hating, and I guess you're getting your information from the Bible. So I'm trying to find out where in the Bible does it say that God hate Egyptians. There are lots of things in the Bible that I can present to you that shows that the practicing of a lot of things would be deemed questionable, like magic. You understand? The Egyptians weren't the only persons who were known for it. And a lot of these things, I can honestly say a lot of these things throughout history have to do with witchcraft, a lot of cultural practices and all of these kind of things. But to come out and say that God hates Egyptians is sort of an ignorant argument, because there are so many persons living in the landmass right now of Egypt who are Egyptians. So which one of them are you speaking on the Egyptians of antiquity, or are you speaking of the Egyptians of no? The Egyptians of antiquity, had practiced a whole lot of things. Not everybody was into the practice. Remember that Egypt also means the house of bondage, of slavery. So a lot of persons there were what? Enslaved. Need I to remind you, Egypt wasn't the only place that was also practicing slavery or witchcraft, according to the book of antiquity, which is the Bible, and also other historical texts that can be proven. Egypt wasn't the only landmass that was practicing any form of witchcraft, all of this. So does God love England? England had a lot of witches. Does that God love England? You understand what I'm saying? So, or does God hate England? Which is it? I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I'm not trying to make a mockery of your message, but I urge you, that if you have an agenda that you're putting forward, you want to promote your music because person saying that you do music, you want to promote your music, you can come out and say that yes, it's your music that you're pushing. But to be a Bible thumping individual casting aspersion on people and all of that and saying that you get in dreams and that your dream is kind of unnecessary because we are seeing what these artists are doing, and a lot of persons are out there that are independent in mind that are not supporting these artists, they're not supporting what they're about, and there are a lot of young people out there also who are not supporting it. I was one of them who was urging young people to be careful of what you're listening to because, you can be putting spells on yourself. You can be casting bad energy on yourself. And Kraff, you said that he speaks of energy and all of that. There's energy all around us. Energy, the very hair on our skin detects energy. You understand? We have the electromagnetic fields, and the hair on our body sends out signals to us to let us know that there are other energies around us. That's why people say that they see ghosts, they'll see this, they'll see that. Because when another energy comes into play or come into your presence, the hair on your skin will stand up. That's how magnificent the human body is. You understand? So the things that you are saying, and you are using the Bible to suit your argument, you also need to know that the Bible doesn't support the makeup that you are speaking of. It's referred to as painting, it's referred to as adornment, and all of these kind of things. And it speaks on persons who are wicked of the past who adorn themselves like that. You understand? There aren't just 10 commandments. There are over 500 plus commandments, rules and regulations that are in the Bible for people to follow. So if you profess to be a Christian, I think you need to think carefully on what you are doing, what you are saying, or you're presenting your information. The Bible also speaks on Pharisees who are like hypocrites. They're saying one thing and then they're living another life, and then they're using, God to justify their actions. Now, today, a lot of persons are using the Bible to justify their actions, to justify the things that they are doing that are deemed questionable. So when you're coming out and you're speaking, you can speak on persons who are of an impressionable mind, who are listening to these artists who simply don't know better because they do exist in the society. But when you start to incorporate the Bible and you start to speaking of hell and all of that, right now a lot of people are going through hell on earth. It's kind of logical because of the dilemma that they're faced with, poverty, sickness. They aren't happy. So a lot of persons right now are going through their time and their tribulation right now on earth as we speak. So where do you get your argument from that, people are going to go to hell and this and that and all these kind of things? Yes, it comes from the Bible, right? It comes from the Bible. The Bible also says a whole lot of things that can be broken down, that when you look right into it, you will really realize that it's a book of principle, and that's it. It's a book of principle that you can depict, because I am not a Christian, but I will read the Bible to find oneness in myself. The same way I would read another book out there that teaches principles and the way of life to find oneness in myself. You understand me? There isn't anything that is really genuine or specific about it, because it's a compilation of books throughout eons that were put together. You understand? And so I look into that situation. I'm not going to curse the Bible. I'm not attacking the Bible. Neither am I attacking Christian people. But I just want you guys to know that, listen, the aspersions that you're casting on people, you want to be of good report to yourself. You don't want to use the Bible to justify your way of life and your actions and the things that you're doing. And then when someone else do something, you're going to use the Bible to attack what they're doing and saying that this is evil, this is wicked. It sounds like hypocrisy if in and of itself. The Bible told not to put any carvings on your body or markings of the dead on your body. A lot of persons who profess to be Christians are doing it just the same. I think that you need to make your message known or speak to people who profess to be Christians but are living another life. You understand? But a lot of you guys don't do it, because if you do it, then it's going to highlight your flaws and it's going to show you up. So who best to go to than persons who are not Christian? That's the difference. Kraff is not a Christian. These dancehall artists, a lot of them aren't Christian and they didn't profess to be Christians. You understand? Do I support their music? No, because I don't like what they are saying in their music, and so I won't endorse it. I won't promote it. But another time they do music and it's about meditation, and I can relate to it and find oneness in myself when I hear it, because I'm not going to take their talent from them. That's what I'm not going to do. You understand? So with that being said, Miss Lady, I think you need some soul searching to understand. You understand yourself, that is, because what you are professing and what you are trying to dissect, and then you're getting into it and adding your personal opinion on what the Bible say about makeup. That's not true. It's simply not true. It's simply not true. You understand? So we need to see ourselves before we decide to see and cast aspersion on other people. I think you're in a position of influence yourself, no matter how small your audience is. You're still in a position of influence, and you can very well be misleading other persons out there also. So, guys, the rest of the video is in the end. You can go and listen to it in its entirety. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day, and may God bless you. Bye bye.
Is paid because the Lord was leading me. I wanted to understand more about who he is, because I know Kraff, but I don't listen to him. I don't know anything about him. So I went to look. Randall. Huh? Yeah. It's Randall. Tevin Randall. Now, I don't know why he didn't use that name, but according to him, he's a man that wants to do what he wants to do. So I researched him, and they asked him in his autobiography, how do you prepare for your performances? And your artist replied, everything are energy. Him say me dark in a real life, so I don't want to be around any other energy who might see me, but him even there, cause they might see him, but him even see them, because him not there. I'm talking in the third person, because I don't want to put me in that position. He says he's around a one part. Him just have to segregate himself and chat to him doubly. Now they asked him again, what has been the highlight of your career so far? And he said, the voodoo them, the way the fans them take on to the music and the energy. I don't do this for fame, I the voodoo them. Now what you don't understand, Mr. Kevin Randall. Okay, before I go any further, let me tell you the meaning of voodoo. A stupid person. The example they give here is, the exam was so easy. You'd have to be a real voodoo to fail it. Now he says he has to segregate himself because all you see him here, him don't dare. Which means that the person that keeps performing is the spirit that he works with. Who you hear is a spirit. Who relates to you is a spirit. Now you have to be a real sentimental-minded person to understand this. He says that he always separates himself to be with his deputy. This is not a figure of speech. And he said he's not doing it for the fame, it's the voodoo them. Voodoo being stupid, the stupid people them who are stupid enough to listen to this music. The voodoo them, which is you, his fans that love him so much. You are the voodoo, right? Now many of you gonna think it's trending to be a voodoo for an artist. Yeah, but don't be a voodoo that goes to hell, because the artist can't save you. Don't be a pretty dolly voodoo that goes to hell, because he's lost looking fame outside of God. So the devil is not using him, and the spirit is talking through him. Yeah. And the spirit is saying straight up, he's not even doing it for the fame, because spirit don't want no fame. It's just to win your soul. I just for the good of them. Now, Kevin Randall, the message the Lord has for you is stop leading the people astray. You're going to pay dearly. Stop worshiping idols. You're not the only one. But what you guys do, you have been used by Satan mightily to make songs that are contrary to where God wants to take his people. And it is trending. And you don't understand. You think it's just life, make money, blah, blah, blah. So the Lord is sending understanding that you might think that some man can't be reasoned with because some man blah, blah, blah. You might, no, the Lord wants to know you don't have no power. Yeah, the devil is giving you a minute of power till he destroys you. Before he destroys you, don't allow him to. And he's using you. So if you have 10 followers, he uses you to win 10 souls. And I presume you have more than that. So he's using you to win all those people, to get them to believe in witchcraft, to get them to believe in evil, to get them to believe in what you believe in, which is not of